excited to share some building
Tactics.
that would be the better word for it.
Okay.
But we're excited to be here. Grant and I just got back from a great trip in Asia, visiting our Asia markets, which are doing very, very well, and are excited about everything that's going on in Juuva's world. We are just so lucky to have a company that has such great products. These health and wellness products, Denise and I can't live without them.
Oh yeah.
They're fantastic. Our family takes them on a daily basis. I'm in Asia. I took them on a daily basis. I always get asked what my favorite product is, and I can't tell you because there's so many of them that are part of my daily routine that I feel like I can't live without. That's exciting. And now Gnodi's come to the table, and just as I think all of our health and wellness products are superior in their categories to anything you can find in the marketplace, so do I believe with the blockchain and what Gnodi's doing right now, and how Gnodi's ahead of the game as far as the utility and all the projects that are potentially coming on board. It is just it's so doggone exciting. Everything that's happening on a daily basis, it's just hard to keep up. And the excitement level, it's not hard to be excited. It's not hard to be excited. It's not hard to tell people about your excitement. And that's what we want to talk to today, is about things we should be doing every single day to help build our business. You know, if you want to be a leader in this business, you want to be a leader in this company, there's some things you should be doing every day. So I'm going to encourage everybody to get a pen, paper, pencil, paper, whatever, take some notes. Obviously, this will be on a replay, so you'll be able to pick it up on the replay here. But we want to share with you what we think you should be doing on a daily basis. So I'm going to pull up PowerPoint real quick.
How quick you are.
There we go, Denise. I'm going to have you go ahead and take us through this.
All right. So we're just going to talk about things that leaders are doing every single day, because we know that success in our network marketing business isn't going to happen just with occasional efforts. It's built on those consistent daily actions. So many times we'll find people, they'll run and then they'll kind of stop. And then they'll run and then they stop. And that's exactly what happens to their business. Their business runs and then it stops. Same things happen with your checks. And so the difference that we find between those top performers and everybody else who decides, oh, maybe I'll do network marketing, is that we need to be doing this consistently. Those fundamental habits separate the leaders and they build a sustainable business. So one of the things we need to talk about is you can't build a business without meeting new people. I remember one time when we first started, somebody came out and they go, I just don't like to talk to people. What am I going to do? And I just said, you can't build a business then. You know, if you can't talk to people, you can't build a business. So every day you have to make it a priority to connect with those new prospects, expand your network consistently, because that's going to fuel the growth and uncover all those new opportunities. Your business growth is directly tied to the number of conversations that you initiate. So simple.
Absolutely. And you know what we found is those people that are doing really well with Gnodi out there, the ones that are just constantly talking to new people. My parents are a prime example. Mm-hmm. I think they're leading as far as the node sales out there in the commit group here that commit to move at least 10 a week. And they're way ahead of that. They've almost doubled the 10 a week moving nodes in their group. And it's because they're just talking to more people every day. They're putting 2 new conversations at minimum. They got so many people in the funnel that it's easy to get the sales, because there's so many people who are on the edge that are getting more information and moving forward. But the difference is they're just talking to people every day.
And it's not about having the perfect pitch. People think they got to get ready. It's that excitement. You have to have the courage to start the new conversation in the first place. And it's just as simple as saying hello. You know, the math is simple. The more conversation leads to more opportunities. More opportunities leads to more business, right? But the real battle a lot of times is in your head. So we know that anxiety wears a disguise. So you got to ask yourself, what is it that's holding me back? Is it rejection? Is it worrying about what people think? Do you doubt your offer? You know, what is it you need to write down and go through? What is it that maybe is keeping you stuck? If you identify that root cause, then you can overcome it, because the mindset game is won before you ever pick up the phone. So winners understand that they got to push through that. You know, I always tell you, Jeff pushes me out of my comfort zone. And new invitations is the invite to win the fight. Now, Jeff and I love this because you are fighting for your freedom. I don't know that I've ever looked at it this way, but it's exactly what's happening. Every invitation you extend, that's a battle for your financial independence. So you're not just selling a product or opportunity, you're fighting for the life that you deserve. And this business, we know, is a path to your freedom. And those invitations are the weapon.
No, absolutely. And I heard this once before where it was likened unto a gladiator. And you think back in the old Roman days when they had the gladiators and they were fighting for their freedom, but also their life. And how much more work and effort and energy do you put in? And I remember fighting for their freedom, but also their life as well. And when we look at that analogy and look at some of the success stories we're in, when Denise and I first got in this industry, we were really fighting for our financial freedom. We needed this more than anything else at that time to work. And because that effort was so big, we had huge success right away. And I remember, Don's experience where his, getting ready to lose his house, and he got in, and because of that, he went through all those rejections out there. And so many more stories of success in here where the fight for your freedom was a real fight for your financial freedom. And once you put that perspective on what you do, you'll just do a heck of a lot more. If you're sick and tired of being at where you're at and you want to get out of that, then you decide to sacrifice more. You decide to fight harder. You decide to make it work. And I like that in this fight for your freedom is this is a true fight for your financial freedom. And if you treat it like that, you're going to find a lot of success.
Yeah, because generally we know that the no is not now. And so that's where something, if we take our emotional, thoughts out of the process and be logical, then we know that we're going to get no's, and that's okay. We're not going to let that stop us. And you need to invite with confidence because they'll be able to tell your belief level. And I love that, you can say this may or may not be for you, but I wanted to share it with you. So that really takes a lot of that off of you so that you don't feel that rejection as much. And then also it puts them at ease because you're saying, hey, I just want to share. So may or may not be for you, but your confidence level makes a difference. So don't overthink and start inviting. It's going to get easier and easier. And you'll find most people are really good about answering you, and and whether it's not now, then that's okay. We're going to continue to talk to them and ask if we can follow back up with them. And we know that following up is where we close the deal. And so really a follow-up is just a continuation, right? Most people fail because they never follow up because they have that fear of failure. But here's the truth, that follow-up is logical. Like I said before, it's not emotional. So you say that is not somebody rejecting me, it's rejecting the business idea. And so it's just simply the next step in the process. So if someone shows interest, you owe it to them and yourself to continue the conversation. And then ask for the sale. So many people don't ask. I think they get so concerned, but you can't close what you don't ask for. That seems really simple.
And I think this is one of the biggest problems we have with our group. When I talk to people is we keep telling people how cool this is, but we never invite them or ask them to get involved or ask them for the sale. And you're just not going to get it if you don't get to the point where you can ask somebody to come involved. Whether they do it or not doesn't really matter, but you got to ask.
Yeah, because they're not going to volunteer, right? So we say, are you ready to get started? Do you need more information? Be simple, direct, and effective, because that's what they want, right? Instead of dancing around the subject. And then sometimes we need to realize when we're talking to people, is it a quality or a quantity problem? So if you're not closing, diagnose the issue. Are you talking to enough people? That's our quantity. Or are you talking to the wrong people and delivering a weak presentation? So that could be the quality. Be honest with yourself and look at it, say, is this what's broken? Because you can be sharing it with the wrong people. So train your team the right way. Now we have the getting started. And as soon as you get someone in, you need to get them on that getting started and follow those things so that you get everybody tied in and focus on the basics. Really, we just need the basics. All the rest of it's just all wonderful frosting on the cake, which I love frosting, by the way, but we need to get to the cake. So focus on the basics. Your new team members, they only need to master the fundamentals. So don't overwhelm them with all these advanced things or every possible scenario. That's what you're there for. And that's where the third party calls really come into play, because they get to hear it. They get to be taught as they're listening to a conversation, as they're inviting, and all the close. If you just help them so it's a repeatable process, makes it so much more simplified. That's why we did the 1-2.
Absolutely. And remember, this comes back to that your excitement and enthusiasm will put more people in the business than your knowledge ever will. And when people are the most excited is when they're brand new. And so all they need to do is get the basics down. That's why we put the 1, 2, 3. That Gnodi's as easy as 1, 2, 3. So the three-way call can get into the basics. And you know what? Your team members learn the answers as they're doing the three-way calls out there on that side of the equation. But remember, their enthusiasm, which is the highest the day they get in, is what's going to have them get them the most success right away.
Yeah, and we all have our own challenges, right? So there may be an obstacle that your teammate needs to overcome. So is it fear of rejection, maybe closing, finding the leads? Help them identify their weaknesses and then work on those individually, because your role is to provide guidance. And I love that we have on-the-job training. You do not need to micromanage every single detail, but you can help them become their better, best self. Next slide. So promote and put people into events. Now we have this because, it's so good to keep your people engaged. I love that, like Ron Burgess said, I watch those Gnodi videos over and over and over again. So when he's in the car, whatever he's doing, he's fueling his mind, getting himself excited again, because sometimes we have to. Maybe we got to know that we had expected a yes, and it kind of deflated us a little bit. And so if you're feeding yourself, it's going to be helpful. So tie people into the weekly Zooms so that they're listening, because they're going to connect with different leaders. That's why we offer different leaders on a Saturday call. They're going to connect. They're going to learn something also. And so things hit differently with different people. So keeping them engaged so you have that regular touch point where they can learn, share wins, stay connected to the mission. And seminars and university, these are huge because we know we get that education and long-term success. When you put somebody in, put it on their calendar. Make sure that they know what's coming up. Tell them, the necessity of being on, just to help them help their business. And summit training, we know that those events are transformational. And to build our business, Summit is our key tool training. It exposes your top leaders to the strategies, the culture. And so make sure that they understand that investment pays dividends in their mindset, their skills, and results.
Yeah, and no one's ever built a big business anywhere in this industry without plugging people into major events. You do that through the events, and we've got this weekly Saturday Zoom. You should be reminding all your team members of that each and every week. You should be having your own group calls each and every week where you're specifically doing those. And then obviously the big events are the huge ones out there. You should plan on being there every single time.
Yeah, so personal development, I touched on this a little bit talking about Ron, and it's the journey and not the destination. We know that success is not our finish line. It's a way of life. And so the person you become while you're building your business matters more than any of your ranks or your paycheck. And that personal development transforms you from the inside out, and it makes you capable of handling greater success. And that's one of the beauties of this business. And Jeff and I love to see that personal development and watch people grow and develop. So what are you feeding your mind? What are you listening to? What are you reading? I love that we have leaders or readers. I hope you're tied in. What are you doing daily to sharpen your mindset and your skills? Your input determines your outputs. So garbage in, garbage out. Excellence in, excellence out, right? We want to be that gladiator. So make growth a non-negotiable. Top performers, they read, they listen to podcasts, attend seminars. They're doing it because they know they need to fuel that. Jeff and I had gone to one of Eric Worre's meetings, that big seminar he does. And it was because, Jeff most of the time is feeding everybody else. And so it was a great way for us to be fed. And we were like, yeah, this is like brushing your teeth. It's a daily necessity. So commit to growing 1%. We can do this, you guys, 1% every single day, because those small improvements, they compound into massive results.
Yeah, personal development's absolutely the most important. And we do that here in Juuva. You know, Juuva's got something for everybody. But the personal development side is huge. The leaders are readers we've got out there, and obviously all the tools that out there are a part of that process.
And we also know that recognition and criticism, we have to take that responsibility, because you cannot take the credibility until you take the responsibility. And leaders know their outcomes, good or bad. You can't claim credit for wins while you're blaming other people for losses. So if your team fails, you failed to lead them properly. If your numbers are down, you didn't do enough activity. And that's on you. You cannot put it all on your team. I'd heard this from Fraser Brooks, and he said, blame stands for blah, blah, me. People always want to point the fingers at someone else, right? The market, the company, their upline, the weather. Excuses are easy, but the ownership is hard. So choose the ownership every single time. And if you find yourself saying, oh man, I'm doing the blame game, why is that? What is really at the root of that? And then make sure that you're complimenting publicly. So in the public, recognition, we know, fuels motivation. So when someone does something good, celebrate it. Celebrate them loudly, proudly with your team. Make them feel valued and appreciated, because that public praise builds the culture and it inspires other people to step up, right? They go, oh, I want that. And then criticize privately. Correction sometimes is necessary, but it always happens behind closed doors. Public criticism will destroy the trust and morale. So handle mistakes privately with respect and focus on the solutions, not the blame. And one of the things I'd heard too before is called like the kiss, slap, kiss. And so you do a compliment, maybe a criticism, and then another compliment, because we want to leave somebody on the compliment, because the mistakes happen, right? And we're just going to work through it and be better next time. We also know how many times Denise has said, plan your work your plan, right? If you don't track your numbers like a real business, it's not going to work like a real business. So if you want those business level results, you need to have business level discipline. That means you got to track your activity, measure results, and analyze what is working for you. A lot of times that's what you need to do with your team members, is you look at with them and you follow that active contact worksheet. That's your daily scoreboard. What does your scoreboard look like, guys? So are you saying, okay, it's my accountability tool. It tracks every conversation, every invitation, every follow-up, and every close. So if you use this religiously, what you'll find is what gets measured gets improved. Because then we can also, if we're working with someone, we can say, okay, maybe we need to change our delivery. Maybe it's what you're saying. Like we said earlier, maybe it's the quality of people. Maybe it's your quantity. But this gives us an idea of what we might need to do to improve our business, because winners know their numbers. They always do. And they know, how many contacts did you make this week? How many invitations? How many follow-ups or continuations? I like that continuation, because we're just continuing that relationship. How many closes? If you don't know, you're guessing, and guessing will not build your business, because we know that daily discipline will determine your long-term success. So track your numbers, work your plan your work, and watch your business grow.
Yeah, I can't tell you about the numbers being huge. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. You can't move your business forward if you don't know what's there. One thing I love about my parents, when I talk to them, they tell me every time how many people they talk to that day. And when I think of it with a lot of other people I talk to, I know they haven't talked to anybody. And if you're actually measuring these numbers, especially the new communications that we have out there, you're there. The people that are having success are just talking to more people. And it should be a minimum of 2 new a day. If you're talking to 2 new people a day, that means you got 14 new people every single week that are taking a look at what we have to offer right now. What Juuva has to offer is life-changing. It is from the Health and Wellness Projects, and it is from, obviously, Gnodi, which I think is the next generation in blockchain and utility and success there. So what an exciting time to be part of this unbelievable business. What an exciting time to be involved in Juuva here. I was talking to somebody the other day, and he said the best decision I've ever made in my life was to join Juuva. And Denise and I think it's one of our best decisions as well.
Besides me and you.
I said one of our best.
Yeah, very fair. Very
so, but we are absolutely excited about where we're at right now. People always say, Jeff, how excited are you about Gnodi? How excited are you about Juuva? And I'm more excited today than I've ever been since we've started this venture today, because I know where we're going. I believe Gnodi inside of Juuva will be $1 billion a year business by itself without the health and wellness products. And I think that has the potential to be $1 billion business on top of that. So we're all in the right place. We're all here at the right time. It's a matter of what we do with it from here. Are we going to take advantage of this? Are we going to share it? Are we going to get a big team out there, enjoy the successes of a huge team having lots of successes? Or are we just going to sit around and enjoy a small check in a small business and kind of watch everybody pass us by? You got to make a commitment. You got to set goals, and then you got to follow up. But those things we covered today, if you'll start doing those on a daily basis, I promise you, your business will start booming and you'll start reaping the rewards of that. So, Denise, I'll let you sign it back over to Jen.
All right. Well, so just start where you are. It doesn't matter what happened yesterday. All right. So just start where you are and start today. Make that commitment. And like Jeff said, those numbers, I know Jeannie said, I have 2 a day. That is her goal, to make a new contact every day. And so, I've talked to people and they can't get out or whatever. So I said, okay, you make the contact on social media. We have a free platform, go comment, start a relationship with somebody and, start the real relationship, because that's where we see people having success. And so make sure that your actions every day are just better than you were yesterday, because that's all we can do. We cannot change what happened, but we can change what happens today moving forward. So make sure you seize that, because somebody else will. We know that so many more people in our community is growing with Gnodi. And we've also seen already where somebody has talked to someone that's on another person's list. So if you want them on your list, you better make sure that you are taking action to make that happen. And of course, Jeff and I are here to help you guys. And we know all the leaders are there too, to help with your on-the-job training and help build your team, because we love to see your successes and we want to support your success.
Yeah, one last thing before we send it back to Jen. On Gnodi, I just found out it's going to have a Black Friday special that starts on Monday, the 24th, runs through the 30th. I've been sworn to secrecy. That kills me, if you guys know me out there. I've been sworn to secrecy on not letting you know what it is, but we will be getting that information out via email and social media on Sunday night, early Monday morning.
It's
Denise,
a good one.
Denise,
it's a good one.
You're going to love this. Denise and I are getting more notes. So you're probably going to do the exact same thing. But remember, Monday through the 30th, which I think is Sunday, those 6 days, will be the Black Friday special. All details to come out Sunday night late, Monday morning early. But those people that have been on the fence are going to hop off the fence. Those of you that have been thinking when is a good time to get another note, it will be then, the 24th. But what an exciting time. Can't wait to share these successes. This is going to be a huge week for us coming up this next week with the Gnodi here. Probably our biggest is my prediction out here. So get ready, because you were on the Saturday call. You got the inside scoop early. So we appreciate it. Jen, thanks again. We appreciate you sacrificing your Saturdays for us here and hosting these calls.
Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Jeff and Denise. You gave us amazing information today. Such good direction and food for thought as we all move our businesses forward. We appreciate you, and we are so excited about the Gnodi Black Friday. Watch your email on Sunday at 5 p.m. Mountain Time is when you will receive an email announcement for this amazing sale. So make sure that you go ahead, watch that email Sunday night, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, and so that you are ready to share it with everyone, because you're going to want to. So let's go ahead and jump into the rest of our announcements. And the Blue Friday Strikes Gold is still happening. It's been so fun to watch all of the different people doing the drawings, and congratulations to everyone who has already won. We are looking forward to the last few winners, but remember, this sale goes through the 24th, so it is not too late. Other than the roller ball. The roller ball is now officially sold out. So make sure that you continue to either purchase the True Silver sale or continue to promote that. This is the perfect time of year to get that True Silver as we enter into the unhealthy season. So you want to make sure that you have plenty of True Silver, and not only you, but make sure the people that you love and are going to be around, because you want everybody that you're around to also be taking True Silver. So this is an amazing sale to take advantage of. And one of the summit tips is we've updated the pictures in the Summit Builder, the Juuva Builder app to show that those are sold out, and we've changed the verbiage on all of those. Remember, there's 3 different ones in there. One that is meant for all of the information. So in other words, to share with your brand partners, it has the PV and all of the pricing. The second one for customers is no PV, because obviously for customers, that's irrelevant. And then the non-branded one that you can share either as a teaser or on social media, whatever you want to do with that one. But again, those now all show that the roller ball is sold out. And the next summit tip is, as Jeff and Denise said, we'll make sure that you are sharing with everybody. And they mentioned the 1, 2, 3. So under Connect, you can also find these under the Juuva Gnodi Nodes section. But under Connect, they're the first 2 videos on your Juuva Builder app. And it says number 1, why blockchain and crypto are here to stay. That is a very short video that just explains crypto and blockchain very easily, so that for those people who really don't understand what it is, which is a lot of people, and then send them number 2, and that is Gnodi, the blockchain that changes everything. And then you can lead them right into the 3-way call. So these are great videos to share with people, and you're going to want to get sharing with anybody you have not shared with yet. And then just a reminder that the Gnodi Enroller Rewards, you receive digital reward points, so DRPs, each time your personal brand partner or preferred customer makes a Gnodi node purchase. So if it's a full node, you get an extra 2,000 DRPs, half node, 1,000 DRPs, quarter node, 500 DRPs, mini node, 200 DRPs. So each time a mini node subscription processes, you get that 200 DRPs. So all DRPs will show up in your Vaultix wallet. And this means for any node. So first time node purchases and additional node purchases. So this isn't just when you first enroll them. Anytime the people that you personally enroll as a brand partner or preferred customer, you get these. So every time they purchase them, you get these. And those did apply back to any node purchases from September 1st. So what an incredible deal that is. We are almost done with the No Sugar November. We're proud of everybody who has been stepping up on their Step Up app. The last time I checked, there was almost 6 million steps that had been taken already. So that is amazing. And congratulations to all of the weekly winners so far. And it has just been a great time. You can still join us. There's still a week left. And as we continue to get our health, we are doing the Turkey Trot 25 next week, November 27th through the 30th. So join us as we go ahead and not only do the Turkey Trot, but we are going to give back as people who are grateful for what we have. It is a great time to give back. So either donate money or food to your local food bank, and then get your friends, families, and neighbors together to do a 5K, and then post on your personal Facebook and hashtag, or on your Instagram. So Facebook or Instagram. And this is on your personal page. And then hashtag JF Turkey Trot by December 2nd. And there'll be prizes to win. And then we want to congratulate the new Juuva pin ranks from November 11th through the 17th. New star, Nin Nokchuk. New bronze, new Nin Nokchuk and Tafila Loboya. And new silver, Jay Vaughn. And new golds, Jay Vaughn and Glade Erickson. So congratulations to those new Juuva pin ranks. And everyone's working towards Juuva Vacation Club 2026. Become a first-time diamond, double diamond, or triple diamond, and you'll earn your way to an amazing vacation in Riviera Maya with your leadership. Just a reminder that the Juuva and Summit offices will be closed on Thursday and Friday of this next week, November 27th and 28th, in observation of the U.S. Thanksgiving Day holiday. So please make note of that customer service, pickup, any of the offices will be closed for those 2 days. And then Lead Leaders or Readers for November is Outsmart Your Mind and Win by Keith and Tom Big Al Schreider. And with that, I'm going to close the call. Everybody have